Hello, my amazing friends. Welcome back to my channel. I am very happy to see you here. The more you will come here, the more you will learn new techniques. In this video, we are going to learn English by a special technique called Read Aloud Practice. Now, you might be wondering how this technique works. Yes, my friends, it really works. When you read out loud, you're not just reading with your eyes, you're also training your mouth, ears, and brain together. Here's how it works. Your mouth learns how to shape English words naturally. Your ears hear the correct pronunciation and rhythm. Your brain connects words with sounds and meaning faster. This combination builds your speaking confidence, improves your fluency, and helps you think in English, not just read it. It's like speaking practice, even when you're alone. For this purpose, I choose a story. So, what do you have to do in this read aloud practice while watching this video? It's very easy. Just follow these steps. Listen carefully as the story is read. Repeat each line out loud, don't be shy. Match the tone, speed, and emotion of the voice you hear. If you make a mistake, pause, repeat, and try again. The goal is not just to read, but to speak clearly, feel the words, and train your tongue and brain together. Do this daily, and your English will become more natural and confident, step by step. This story is written in easy and simple English. It uses basic vocabulary, clear grammar, and natural sentence structures, so you can learn English more effectively just by reading and speaking along. I will read the story slowly and clearly, and you have to follow the words by read aloud technique. In the end of this video, you will clearly notice that you can now speak English words and sentences with no fear. I chose a story of a girl who was shy to speak English, but his father made her able to speak English fluently. My friends, here is a question to understand it. Why can't you speak English fluently? Great question, and here's the truth. It's not because you're not smart. It's not because you don't know enough grammar. It's because you don't practice speaking enough. Most learners only read, write, or listen, but they don't speak out loud daily. Fluency comes from speaking, not just studying. Your mouth, brain, and ears need to work together, just like in sports, and the only way to train them is through consistent speaking practice, like read aloud practice. So the problem isn't you, the problem is the method. Change the method, and your fluency will grow faster than you think. Dear friends, before starting the story, remember this. You can do this. You can speak English clearly and confidently. Mistakes don't mean failure, they mean progress. Every time you speak, you're getting better. Your English doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be brave. Fluency is not a gift, it's a skill, and you are learning it step by step. Believe in yourself. Keep practicing. You are closer than you think. Millions have learned English, and so can you. Your voice matters. Your words matter. Start speaking today. Let's begin. This is the story. It was a rainy Tuesday morning in a small town named Willow Spring. The clouds hung low over the rooftops, and the scent of wet earth filled the streets. Inside a modest house on Maple Lane, 17-year-old Lily sat by the window, staring outside. She had a book open in her lap, but her eyes weren't reading. She was lost in thought, heart heavy with frustration. Lily had always wanted to speak fluent English. Not just the kind of English you learn from textbooks, but the kind you hear in movies. The kind people speak effortlessly in conversations, with expressions and emotions. She had tried watching videos, repeating dialogues, and even memorizing vocabulary lists. But whenever it came to speaking, her voice would falter. The words would stick in her throat like stubborn stones. That morning, her father, Mr. Evans, walked into the room. He noticed the book in her lap, and the sadness in her eyes. Still feeling stuck? He asked gently. Lily nodded. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. I understand everything I read, but when I try to speak, I freeze. I can't sound natural. I want to practice, but it feels pointless. Mr. Evans smiled, pulled a chair beside her, and sat down. Do you want to know a secret? He asked. The best way to learn how to speak fluently isn't by keeping everything inside your head. It's by opening your mouth and letting it out loud. Speak, read, listen to your own voice. Lily looked confused. But I read all the time. Do you read aloud? He asked. She shook her head. Then let's begin now, he said. He handed her an old storybook from the shelf, its pages slightly yellowed with time. Read this, out loud, slowly, with feeling. Lily opened the book and began reading. There was once a boy named Oliver, who lived in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills. Her voice was soft at first, uncertain. But as she read the next sentence, something shifted. He loved to climb trees, chase butterflies, and collect pebbles from the riverbank. Mr. Evans stopped her. Good. Now read it again. But this time, imagine you are telling it to a group of children gathered around you. Make it fun. Use your voice. Lily tried it again. Her voice rose slightly, a bit more expressive now. There was once a boy named Oliver, she repeated, her eyes lighting up, who lived in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills. Mr. Evans nodded. Better. The more you read out loud, the more comfortable you'll become. Your tongue will learn to move faster, your lips will form words more clearly, and your brain will connect thoughts more smoothly. And soon, speaking won't feel like a struggle, it'll feel like breathing. Lily felt a spark of hope. She spent the next hour reading more, repeating lines, mimicking expressions, even acting out parts of the story. Her voice, though imperfect, grew stronger. She laughed when she stumbled, corrected herself, and read again. From that day on, Lily made it her daily ritual. Every morning, she would sit by the window, choose a story, and read aloud for 30 minutes. She didn't care who heard. She read to the trees, the birds, even to her cat. One day, as she walked to the bakery, she passed by a little boy sitting alone on a bench, holding a torn book in his hands. He looked up at her with shy eyes. Do you want me to read it to you? She asked. The boy nodded. Lily sat beside him and opened the book. Her voice was steady now, full of rhythm and warmth. In a land where dreams grow on trees, there lived a little dragon who couldn't breathe fire. The boy giggled, and Lily smiled. That evening, when she returned home, she told her father about the boy and how happy he had looked. Mr. Evans listened and said, You see, your voice is no longer stuck inside. It's out there, making someone smile. Weeks passed, and Lily began recording herself reading stories aloud. She listened to the recordings, noticed her mistakes, improved her pronunciation. She shared them with her friends, who loved them. She learned new words every day and tried using them in sentences while speaking aloud to herself in the mirror. She practiced questions and answers, told made-up stories, and even narrated her daily routine like a radio host. One day, her English teacher at school noticed the change. During a class presentation, Lily stood in front of everyone, her voice clear and confident. My name is Lily, and today I'll tell you a story I wrote myself. She spoke without reading from her notes. Her words were smooth, her expressions were vivid. The class clapped when she finished, and the teacher smiled with pride. After class, a girl named Ruby approached her. How did you get so good at speaking? She asked. Lily replied, I started reading out loud, every single day. At first I sounded strange to myself, but the more I practiced, the better I got. It's like a muscle, you have to use it. Ruby nodded. I want to try to. That evening, the two girls sat in the park, each with a storybook in hand. They read to each other, corrected mistakes gently, and laughed together. It became their new routine. Soon, more students joined them. It wasn't long before they formed a Club the Read Aloud circle. Every Friday after school, they met in the library, chose stories, and took turns reading them aloud. Some were shy at first, but slowly, they all grew more comfortable. The librarian, Mrs. Carter, noticed their efforts and decided to help. She brought short plays and dialogues, poems and scripts. They practiced intonation, voice modulation, pauses, and pronunciation. Reading became a performance. Speaking became a game. Lily was no longer the girl who sat silently by the window, afraid of her own voice. She had become someone else, someone who loved to speak, to share, to read with emotion and purpose. Months turned into a year. Lily and her friends now organized public story readings for children in the town's community center. Their voices echoed with confidence. Their stories inspired others. One day, a reporter from the local newspaper came to cover the event. "What inspired all this?" he asked Lily. She smiled and said, "It all began with a rainy day, a storybook, and my father asking me to read out loud." The article titled "The Voice Within: How One Girl Started a Movement Through Reading Aloud" was printed the next day. It encouraged dozens more children to join the club. And so, the cycle continued. A single voice became many. Fear turned into joy. Silence gave way to stories. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed Lily's story, and learn English with Read Aloud technique. The more you watch this video and practice aloud, then you will get courage to speak fluently. Our next videos will also teach you much more to improve your English skills. Please like, share, and comment on this video.